What's up guys, Nathan here, back with another video. This is my first official video for 7 months, so if you're loving the return, go down and smash that like button. So today we're going to be talking about one of my favourite shows on the CW right now, and that is The Flash. And specifically what's been going on in the new season 4. Since the show is on break, many people may have forgotten what's happened in the first half of the season. So I'm here to help you with that, providing a recap for Flash episodes 1 to 9. So careful for spoilers for all Flash episodes up till season 4 episode 9, which is the mid-season finale. Before we get into the video, remember to comment down below what your favourite Flash episode was this season. I will be replying to comments, and if I like a comment a lot, I will pin it. And be sure to subscribe if you are new. Now let's get straight into the video. Now before I go on to season 4, I'll give a small recap of mainly what happened in season 3. Long story short, the main villain was Savitar, a version of Barry from the future hell-bent on revenge. Barry proposes to Iris twice, she says yes the second time. Savitar gets beaten with the help of Vibe, Kid Flash and Jay Garrick, who escaped the Speed Force prison. Killer Frost turns on Savitar, and after Savitar dies, she denies help from Team Flash, who can cure her metahuman powers. Then, because Jay left the Speed Force prison empty, there is a big storm in Central City and Barry sacrifices himself to the Speed Force. Everyone thinks Barry is basically dead, and then we get on to season 4. Episode 1 is called The Flash Freeborn for obvious reasons. The Flash is reborn. 6 months after the Speed Force took Barry, Team Kid Flash / Vibe are stopping crime in place of the Flash. Iris is in charge of the team now, and a samurai robot arrives out of nowhere, demanding the Flash within 24 hours. Cisco plans to bring him back from the Speed Force, but Iris says no. Wally dresses in Barry's season 3 suit and fights the samurai, where he promptly gets beaten. So the team decides to bring Barry back, the real Flash, and they do. Barry escapes the Speed Force with the help of Caitlin, who supposedly isn't Killer Frost anymore. Barry creates a portal in front of a bus, and comes back. Make sure you remember the bus because it's a very important part of the season. He's not the same though. He keeps writing symbols in a weird language and saying weird things. The samurai returns and wants the Flash, and Iris sacrifices herself, which by the power of the plot puts Barry back to his senses. He rescues Iris in a new suit, which in my opinion looks great, and is back to his old self. The samurai is a robot though, and was being controlled by this season's main villain, the Thinker, who was also revealed at the end of the episode. In addition to this, we also find out that Caitlin still has a bit of Killer Frost inside her. Mixed Signals is the second episode, and it is a less important episode story-wise than the first one. The main villain of the episode is Deacon, a metahuman who can hack into any technology. Barry, coincidentally, is learning about his new suit that Cisco built him, which is packed with technology and is awfully similar to the suit Tony Stark built Spider-Man in Civil War. This gives us a confrontation between Barry and his tech-packed suit and Kilgore with his hacking powers. Barry wins. That's the main story for the episode. There are also small moments in Mixed Signals, like Barry and Iris at couples therapy and Cisco cancelling a date with Gypsy, but it turns out to be a version of Valentine's Day on her Earth, and Cisco takes her on that date after all. Happy ending. Or so we thought. Deacon turns out to be a bus meta, metahumans created by dark matter when Barry opens a portal in front of that bus in episode 1. I did tell you it was important. The Thinker has orchestrated all of this for his grand plan. There turn out to be 12 bus metahumans in total. In episode 3, Love Be a Lady, we meet Becky Sharp, who is extremely unlucky but develops a unique metahuman power where she is extremely lucky and everyone around her is unlucky. At the start of the episode, in a flashback, we see her board a bus with Kilgore and 2 unfamiliar faces. These are 4 of the bus metas. We see Harry from Earth 2 return and Jesse Quick break up with Wally West via Breakup Cube. Barry and Iris start planning their wedding, and Joe and Cecile try to mend a plumbing problem. Basically, Becky causes a lot of bad things to happen but gets stopped. 2 bus metas down, 10 to go. Wally moves to Blue Valley for a while, and Cecile reveals to Joe that she is, in fact, pregnant. In the 4th episode of season 4, we are introduced to 2 new characters. Gypsies Dad, Breacher, played by the awesome Danny Trejo, and Ralph Dibny, the 3rd bus meta. who has equally awesome stretchy powers. Cisco tries to escape Breacher from killing him. Barry and the rest of the team investigate the bus matters and discover Ralph's, a crooked ex-cop's, powers. The mayor and Breacher both end up trying to kill Ralph, but in the end, everyone is okay, even poor old Cisco. Joe decides to tell everyone that Cecile is pregnant, and Ralph decides to help Team Flash do some good as the elongated man. And at the end, we discover that Amunet Black is continuing to chase down Caitlin. The 5th episode this season is called Girls' Night Out. Barry and the team are looking into the DeVoe name that Ralph gave them. Felicity comes to Central City to have a ladies' night with the girls of Team Flash before the wedding, while Barry and the boys have a bachelor's party as well. We meet Cecile's daughter, Joni. Ralph crashes the bachelor party and takes the men to a strip club, where Barry gets extremely drunk and they discover that Joni, Cecile's daughter, is a stripper. Meanwhile, at the ladies' night, Killer Frost re-emerges through Caitlin and plans to kill Amunet Black. We find out Killer Frost is working for Amunet and that Amunet is selling metahumans and has the 4th bus meta, Weeper, and is holding him captive. The Bachelor's crew end up in jail and the ladies' crew stop Amunet from selling the bus meta. At the end of the episode, the Thinker collects the Weeper. Episode 6 is called When Harry Met Harry. Harry Wells calls a team of himself from different Earths and tries to find the identity of DeVoe. Meanwhile, the rest of the Team Flash meet the 5th bus metahuman, Mina Shaitan, the Black Bison, who can bring inanimate statues to life. Ralph gets a new suit built by Cisco. Barry and Ralph manage to capture the bus meta, but Ralph lets a girl almost die in the process and learns an important lesson. The Council of Wells finally decides to work together, but the Black Bison escapes prison and goes to the museum to steal a necklace. Barry and Ralph manage to stop her, and Ralph learns his lesson this time when he saves an innocent janitor. The Council of Wells discovers that their main suspect is called Clifford DeVoe, and Team Flash go to his house. The Thinker and his wife Marlize have time to get out of their lair and into disguises. Clifford as a disabled professor and his wife as his carer and professor as well. Therefore I Am is the 7th episode. This episode is extremely important as it focuses on the Thinker, Clifford DeVoe's origin story. This episode was the first time I really started to think, wow, this guy is a serious villain. In flashbacks, we learn that DeVoe and his wife built a thinking cap, which gave him unlimited thought on the night of the particle accelerator explosion that also gave Barry his speed. Clifford now knows everything, but at a cost. His physical body starts deteriorating and he needs a wheelchair. He will eventually die. Marlize develops the thinking chair to help combat his disease, where Clifford has to be continuously plugged in. Barry goes to DeVoe's class to further investigate him. The rest of Team Flash think Clifford DeVoe is not a suspect, but Barry thinks otherwise. DeVoe and his wife go to the CCPD and to file a complaint against Barry and Joe for harassing them. Barry, ignoring precautions from his captain, continues investigating DeVoe, even breaking and entering into his house. This forces Clifford to file a restraining order against Barry and for him to be suspended from the CCPD for 2 weeks. Barry breaks this restraining order and goes to DeVoe's class yet again. Clifford finally reveals himself to Alan, and Alan tells everyone. Thus the identity of the Thinker is revealed to the team. Wally finally returns from Blue Valley and everyone prepares for Barry and Iris's wedding next week. The 8th episode is all about the Season 4 crossover, Crisis on Earth X. The Flash episode is the 3rd part of the crossover. I will go over the crossover, but only the parts that matter to the Flash Season 4's main story. There aren't many parts in the crossover that have to do with the Flash's stories or arcs, but the main part is Barry and Iris's wedding. But it gets interrupted by Nazis from Earth X. Eobard Thawne, who is the Reverse Flash, helps the Nazis try and kill Supergirl. Barry, Oliver, and some of the Legends are trapped on Earth X but get rescued by Leonard Snart and help him take down the Nazi regime. Meanwhile, Cisco, Caitlin, Dinah, and Harry, with some help from Iris, Felicity, and the rest of Team Arrow and the Legends, help free Kara from the Nazis. In the end, Barry sends Eobard back to where he came from, and the team beats the Earth 53 Nazis. Barry and Iris have a double wedding with Oliver and Felicity. Episode 9 is both the mid-season finale and the Christmas episode. In Don't Run, Team Flash are setting up for Christmas. Barry gets a mysterious knife as a present that we learn later is from the Thinker. Meanwhile, Amunet Black abducts Caitlin and DeVoe kidnaps the Flash. Barry is trapped in the Thinker's lair. Clifford wants to teach Barry about life and how easily he can win against him. Amunet needs Caitlin's doctoring skills to help cure an injured metahuman, who we find out is the 6th bus metahuman, Dominic Lance, aka Brainstorm, who is telepathic. Meanwhile at Star Labs, the team are struggling to figure out whether to search for Barry or to search for Caitlin. Harry tells Iris that she needs to have leadership, and therefore Iris chooses to go rescue Caitlin over Barry. Cisco and Ralph rescue her and Dominic at the last minute. Barry escapes DeVoe's cell and they have a battle all around Central City, ending in both Barry and DeVoe both falling into a river. Barry survives. DeVoe exchanges his consciousness into Dominic's body, exposing his intentions with the bus metas. DeVoe is now free of his disease. Ralph helps Team Flash celebrate Christmas with Dominic, now with the Thinker's consciousness. Barry gets a security alert at the loft and finds out that Clifford DeVoe's old body is lying there on the floor, dead, with the knife Barry got as a gift with Alan's fingerprints and DeVoe's blood. A SWAT team breaks down the door and Barry Allen is arrested. What an episode and what a great season so far. So guys, that was the first 9 episodes of Season 4. What did you think of the first half of Season 4? I think it was great and it was definitely an improvement from the less than average Season 3. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like I said, it is my first official video for a very, very long time. So if you are enjoying the return, please go down and smash that like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Peace out.